What up, bitches? Back at it again with another episode of the motherfucking CJ Bronson Podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. It's hump day, people. Hump day. That means we're midweek. That means we're almost through this motherfucker. We're almost done. Almost there, guys. I can feel it. I can feel the end of the week coming, and I'm excited. I'm excited because it's going to be a good weekend. It's July 4th weekend, which means hopefully I make some good money. Delivering, dropping off some groceries, doing a little bit of Instacart action. I'm trying to get paid. In case you haven't noticed, that's kind of what I like to do around here is, make money. Instead of spending it like I've been doing on this and that for the show, I want to make some money. I got bills to pay, people. What do you want me to do? I got shit to pay. But in the news, we have a lot going on, right? People are still protesting about, the abortion thing. And that's a travesty. I knew it was going to be an issue. I knew it'll be it's going to be an ongoing battle all the way till November, guys. Let's be real. I called it. I said it was going to happen, and unfortunately it is. But with that being said, I have to move forward because I don't want to sit here and dwell and be like everyone else talking about this. There's other things happening in the news, in my opinion, that need to be shared. And it's funny because this story, I had no idea this was going to happen. This story takes place in Atlanta. If you guys don't know, yesterday we had a story in Atlanta, again, about a Subway shooting at a Subway restaurant. So definitely check out yesterday's episode. Again, that was Tuesday, June 28th episode. Should be on everything, every platform you could think of. It should be on. But today, this story in Atlanta, dude, Atlanta, what's going on, Atlanta? Listen to this. This is kidnapped 13-year-old girl rescued during a traffic stop. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, you heard that right. Kidnapped. A 13-year-old was kidnapped and got rescued during a routine traffic stop. That's what I'm gathering from this. So I was like, I got to check this out. Real quick, guys, I want you guys to check out my boy, Papa Hotep, over on YouTube. He has a fantastic channel. If you like my shit, you're going to love his. He's amazing. He's great. He covers a lot of the stuff that I don't get a chance to cover. And some of the stuff he does cover is the same that I do, but he has a good spin on it. And again, it's always good to have a second voice, a second perspective on things. And we always talk about one day teaming up and doing an episode. Hopefully, bro, we're gonna do it one day. I promise you. It's just, the timing's got to be right. We're all our schedules are busy, but it is what it is. Let's keep it moving. I'll put the link in the description. I'll definitely remember to do that. I haven't figured out how to put it in the video yet, but I'm all new to the video stuff, so let's see. Moving forward. Yeah, so the kidnapped 13-year-old rescued during a traffic stop. I saw this. I was like, I got to talk about this. Y'all know I love the kids. We got to do so. I got to speak up for the kids because no one else seems to be doing it. A lot of people are kind of just, bringing them to drag shows. I guess that's, I don't know what the fuck is going on in this world, but I don't think that's appropriate. I know there's a lot of people who follow me on Twitter at CJ Bronson Show. I also believe that it's not appropriate, but let's continue with the article. A Canton police officer made a traffic stop over cell phone use. Therefore, the driver was on the cell phone. Amateur move, but soon realized it was something much more serious. And what's crazy about this, just the first sentence. Guys, it's 2022. You ain't got Bluetooth yet, bitch? I got Bluetooth headphones on deck, and I'm broke as fuck. These are $19 on Amazon. I'll put the link if you want it. Bluetooth headphones, man. I got like 2 pairs of these things. They're cheap as shit. They don't got to be Apple brand. Shout out to Apple, great product. I can't afford it, but the cheap ones work just as fine. You put them in, and just keep it moving. Even my car got Bluetooth. How you don't got Bluetooth in 2022 or you know how to use a speakerphone is beyond me. But I guess in this case, good thing the bitch didn't know how to use it because got your ass. Police said, thanks to a very observant officer, a 16-year-old girl was arrested for human trafficking and kidnapping. That's right, guys. A motherfucking 16-year-old. 16-year-old. Human trafficking a 13-year-old. So you really can't trust nobody ass, yo. For real. You can't, like, that babysitter that's babysitting your kid, you better fucking dot the I's and cross the T's and whatever the fuck it's called. Double check all that shit. Check references and all that. You better make sure. You better look for her hidden social media page. Make sure she ain't no fucking, I don't know, devil worshiper or something who's going to sacrifice your kid. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to, like, put any kind of fear into your mind, but, I mean, 16-year-old trafficking a 13-year-old, guys. Let me continue. The intuition of the officer putting everything together based on his experience knew something wasn't right, the Canton police officer Pacey Cordroy said. Canton police said when the officer pulled over a van near Railroad Street, a 16-year-old girl was in the driver's seat. A 13-year-old girl was in the passenger seat. Police said the officer asked the young driver numerous questions, which did not appear to add up. He ran the registration and found out that the van was stolen from a taxi company over in Charlotte, North Carolina. That is when the officer took a closer look and found unusual items in the vehicle. As if a 16-year-old driving with a 13-year-old not related isn't unusual already. But it's also unusual that the van was stolen from North Carolina. But let's continue to read what's going on. Let's see what the officer found. The officer found THC vape pens, other vape-related products, and a large amount of lingerie. A 16-year-old with a 13-year-old with vape stuff and lingerie. Real suspect. Real suspicious. The officer called detectives to come out and take a look. You gotta see this shit, son. Y'all gotta come out here and look at this shit. You're not gonna believe this. So, brought some detectives to the scene and determined the 16-year-old was bringing the 13-year-old to Oklahoma to see a gentleman. The 16-year-old was arrested and faces numerous charges, including kidnapping and human trafficking. Before I continue, think about this. Should the 16-year-old get tried as an adult? In my humble opinion, and I find myself very humble, I think I'm a very considerate and a very caring person, a very soft person, a very, like, not soft, but a very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Very conservative, very understanding. I think the bitch should be tried as a fucking adult. She should be tried. You want to act like an adult, you want to do adult shit, then you should be fucking tried as an adult. You want to be an adult, right? You want to go ahead and steal vans, and you want to traffic a 13-year-old and all this shit, then guess what? We're going to try your ass as an adult, put her in the same cell with fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. Why not? Maybe we got to start setting an example for these motherfuckers. Maybe then they'll stop doing this crazy shit. If they know there's a punishment that's so severe that it's not fucking worth the effort of even attempting to do it. Maybe that's what needs to be done. Let's see what they do. Canton police said for the sake of the 13-year-old girl, they are thankful the officer's experience and intuition kicked in. To think about all the bad things that could have happened to a 13-year-old being trafficked. He could have saved a life. Yeah, trafficked it. Yeah, she could have been a man. She's only 13. They could have kept on to her for many, many, many years. I mean, again, Ghislaine Maxwell. Some of her victims were, well, held captive for years and trafficked for years. Investigators said they still have a lot to determine, including how the girls 16 and 13 knew each other and if anyone else is involved. The 13-year-old's parents came from North Carolina to pick her up. The 16-year-old is in a juvenile detention and will be interviewed by investigators this week. They have also contacted a federal organization to assist in the investigation. Wrong. I think this is wrong. Why do you say that, CJ? I think it's all wrong. I don't believe she should be held in a juvenile detention center. You were willing to... You kidnap a 13-year-old, number one, basically, right? You kidnapped her. She was not with her parents. You're not her supervisor. You're not babysitting her or nothing. You took her away from her parents. You were going to send her off to Oklahoma to do basically let's be real, crazy sex shit. Because she had lingerie and all this shit. Right? So, by doing that, you should be automatically tried as an adult, in my opinion. Am I wrong, guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What would you do if that was your kid being trafficked like that? Wouldn't you want them to fucking try this bitch as a fucking adult? I'm just saying. Another article here. This is Newsweek. They covered it the same way, I believe. Let me see. They go into further detail. So the incident occurred in Canton, Georgia. I guess that's close to Atlanta. Just after 10:20 a.m. when officers of the Canton Police Department approached a 2014 Dodge Caravan that had been reported stolen. A young woman was seen driving the car while using a cell phone, while a younger girl was also observed. Once pulled over, the teen was unable to provide any license or registration for the vehicle because the bitch stole it and she probably doesn't even have a license. Upon searching the car, they found 13 THC vape cartridges. 13-year-old, 13 vape cartridges, 3 vape pens, a THC-laced candy themed after Nerd's Rope, and numerous pieces of lingerie. The officers were eventually able to ascertain that the 16-year-old driver was planning to transport the younger girl over state lines, leading them to suspect a human trafficking scenario. 16-year-old girl was arrested Wednesday morning for allegedly attempting to sexually traffic a 13-year-old girl. Police were able to reunite the 13-year-old with her family. And of course, like I said, she's being the 16-year-old is being held at the Regional Youth Detention Center and hit with numerous charges, including trafficking of persons for labor or sexual servitude, kidnapping, giving a false name, address, or date of birth, theft by stolen property, unlawful use of a wireless device, and drug possession. As a minor, her name has not been disclosed to the public. Bullshit. Fuck this bitch. We need to start hammering these motherfuckers down. I'm sorry. We need more tough love. We keep going easy on these motherfuckers, and they keep acting up. They keep doing adult shit. We need to start treating them as an adult. You want to start doing adult shit? We're going to start treating you like an adult. Right? That's what you want to do. Then why? Maybe that's why they do what they do. Maybe they do this knowing that they're going to get a slap on the wrist. Juvenile detention center is much different than fucking prison. That makes me so angry, man. Here we go. Canton is about 40 miles from Atlanta. So, excuse me. It wasn't Atlanta, but it was close enough. About an hour away, less than an hour away from Atlanta. And then the article goes on to say that last December, investigators with the Georgia Attorney General Office were able to charge 4 individuals in Fulton County for allegedly trafficking a 14-year-old girl who has been located and rescued 10 months earlier. She was missing for 7 weeks, blah, blah, blah. The continuity goes on. But the thing is that it's just wild to think that a 16-year-old, think about when you were 16. When you were 16, when I was 16, I was thinking about going to the movies with my friends, hanging out at the mall. I don't know. What was I was watching, like Saved by the Bell. We were talking about television. What was I doing when I was 16? I'm trying to think. Well, I had a job. I was definitely working. I think I was working at McDonald's at the time. And yeah, I was about a sophomore. So I take it back. Now I was a sophomore in high school. And yeah, dude, the last thing on my mind was I'm going to traffic someone and make money, I guess, get paid for that. I mean, maybe it was a thing. I'm just not aware of it. But that's how times have changed. I ain't that old. But that's how times have changed. So if times have changed like that, then we should fucking increase the laws. Increase the punishments. You don't want to act like a kid anymore. You don't want to do kid shit. You want to do grown-up shit. We should treat you like a grown-up. And I think maybe if we start doing that, maybe these kids will stop acting like grown-ups and start acting like kids again. Because everything we're doing is not seeming to make it better. We keep putting them in detention centers and giving them a slap on the wrist and letting them out on, good behavior. And here we are again, another person. Luckily, this cop saved this person's life. And keep in mind, we don't know if this girl, the 16-year-old, we don't know if she's done this shit before. Here's a girl who had a stolen van. Did she steal the van? Or was she given the stolen van by her boss or whoever she's working for? Is this the only girl she's ever trafficked? Or did she traffic another girl? Multiple girls or multiple boys? Right? We don't know. We have no clue because she's not answering questions. And being that she's a minor, they probably can't interrogate her until her parents show up or until her lawyer's there, this and that. You know what I mean? We need to start, we need to start like cracking some skulls here. This is, other kids' lives are being destroyed because of pieces of shit like this. And pieces of shit like this should not, they should not be treated like kids if you do adult shit. That's my opinion. If you guys think I'm wrong, feel free to comment below. Feel free to let me know. Hit me up at CJ Bronson Show. Like, comment, subscribe, follow the channel. I put out a new episode daily. My YouTube content is popping off. I'm trying to keep posting on YouTube as much as I can. I'm trying to grow the channel on Twitter, again, at CJ Bronson Show. All my episodes are at cjbronsonshow.com. Again, cjbronsonshow.com. And let me know. I'm curious to see if I am the only person who thinks my mentality is wrong. Because part of me feels like I may be going too far with treating them as an adult, but then another part of me is like, they're 16, 15, 16-year-old. Back in my day, 15 and 16 years old, some of them were having sex, but now it's like 13 and 12-year-olds are having babies now. So it's like people have just evolved, or the society has just changed. And if society has changed, then we should change the rules as far as punishments. As far as, the crime, what is the saying? The punishment should fit the crime. This person could have been on their way to death. This 13-year-old could be dead right now, or worse. What's worse than death? Look at my other episodes. There's a lot more things worse than death. But I will continue to follow this and see what happens. Listen to the charges: trafficking of persons for labor, trafficking for sexual servitude, kidnapping, giving a false name, false address, false date of birth, theft by receiving stolen property, unlawful use of a wireless device, and drug possession. As a minor, her name has not been disclosed, and her ass is put in the Regional Youth Detention Center. Slap on the wrist, in my opinion. I don't know what Georgia's going to do about this. I don't know the system in Georgia. I don't know if they'll just let her go, but I don't think they should. I think they should really, really properly interrogate her until she gives some names. We need to really start cracking skulls. Because she was willing to crack this kid or do whatever for this fucking kid to get paid or whatever the reason she's doing it. So we need to fucking figure out who the ringleader is. Who is pulling the strings. And the only way to do that is to forcefully, politely ask, in my opinion. What do you want me to say? At this point, this person, can they be a functioning member of society? This 16-year-old girl. Do you guys think she can? Do you guys think she can go to a youth detention center after all this, come out, let's say 6 months, a year, whatever they give her? It's not going to be long. She comes out and she'll be fine? Or do you think she'll go back to this life of crime? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, not a doctor, not a cop, none of that shit, not a lawyer. Just a guy with a mic, but I don't know, because it really makes me think, how many other times has she done this? And she was bringing the vape cartridges and bringing the laundry and all this shit. So, and who's to say she didn't drop off other kids, right? If you look back, the van was stolen from North Carolina. She was in Georgia on her way to Oklahoma, allegedly. Who's to say she didn't already drop off other kids before getting to Atlanta or whatever this place is, Canton? Who's to say she's not going to go pick up other kids on her way to Oklahoma? We don't know. So this cop potentially saved numerous lives. Something to think about when you're thinking about what I'm saying about treating her like an adult. All right, guys, that's it for today. Love you guys as always. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up at CJ Bronson Show on Twitter. Again, you can check out my website, cjbronsonshow.com. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.